Here's something that fascinates me about this. Trump, I can see it clear as day, so I'm sure you can. He's very clearly trying to get away from cultural issues. He's made more than one comment recently. I don't think we should deal with abortion. I want to get away from that. I see this as Trump trying to make this race about immigration and foreign policy and things like that, because that's where his bread is buttered. And DeSantis will try to be the culture guy. My question is, who wins in that scenario? I don't think you can walk away from immigration if you're Ron DeSantis. That's something people care about. But if you're Donald Trump, I don't think you can walk away from issues like the culture war stuff either. Right?
Well, from my point of view, I see the culture war issues being a distraction for Trump. What I, as a voter, am interested in is making sure that the border is safe and secure. I'm also interested in figuring out how he's going to make this term, or how he would make this term, different from the last one in terms of the personnel that he hires. You look at all these awful people. He either didn't fire them if he inherited them, or he hired truly awful people. And he acts like he's not the one that hired Christopher Wray. He acts like he's not the one who hired John Bolton. He acts like he's not the one who hired that shrew on The View. He acts like they just hatched out of an egg and suddenly they were there and he had to deal with all of these lunatics. Candidate Trump needs to explain how this term would be different, how he would figure out a way to get more Rick Grinnells and fewer Christopher Wrays. That, to me, is more important to him, for him to identify that he will be a good candidate and a good president than getting involved in the culture war subjects that I think you and I both know he doesn't particularly care about anyway.
No, he doesn't care about them. But at the same time, and I'm not passing a judgment on this, I agree with what you just said, but Donald Trump very clearly will not admit he is wrong, like the lockdowns and vaccines and things like that. He's still out there saying he did it perfectly, even though that's not what the base wants to hear. I personally, and I don't think he can bring himself to do this, I think there would be a huge appetite in the GOP base if he would step up and say, yeah, look, I should have, Christopher Wray was bad. Dr. Fauci sucked. Bill Barr sucked. When we get in there next time, we're going to hire way better people because I made some mistakes last time. I'm not naive. I don't think that's coming, but I think that would be very appealing to people. Or am I naive and it wouldn't be appealing to people at all?
No, I think you're 100% right. And I think that reining in the administrative state is something that he's going to have to do. You cannot have an out-of-control FBI. You cannot have an out-of-control Department of Health and Human Services. You have to make sure that these organizations do and perform what the mission is, and they don't go beyond that and get involved in politics and try to dictate the public policy of the country. He put out that list of judges that he would appoint to the Supreme Court if elected that was provided to him by the Federalist Society. I would love to see a candidate Trump come out with a list of people who he would be considering, or at least would promise to appoint from, for these various cabinet positions. So we know on day one, if he gets in there, this guy is going to clean out the FBI, and this one's going to clean out the EPA, and this one's going to clean out the CIA. And we're going to make sure that if they are not behind the core mission of the organization, if they want to do other things, there is not space for them in a second Trump administration. I think he almost has to lay it out in black and white like that.
You like what you just saw? Subscribe to the YouTube channel. The First TV has a YouTube channel. It's outstanding. Go hit that subscribe button now.